Hi there, what's up, guys? I'm back for another movie review that I watched this movie last night, and I really have to say that I was surprised, and that's A Walk Among the Tombstones, 2014, and directed and written by Scott Frank. Yeah, and huge Liam Neeson fan, stars Liam Neeson as Matthew Scudder. And I just really like this movie. I really like this movie. I really did have blast. I enjoyed this movie last night. It's actually an action mystery thriller, but it's more a mystery thriller than an action movie. The movie's been adapted by a novel by author Lawrence Block. Yes, a Walk Among the Tombstones has been actually based on the 10th novel by author Lawrence Block. There were 17 novels that were actually released. I think the first one was 1975 or 1976. Never read the Matthew Scudder novels, but this was actually the 10th novel that was released in 1992. And in 2012, it's been reported that I think the first choice role for Matthew Scudder was Harrison Ford, but in 2012, Liam Neeson, of course, he signed, he went and signed, he went and signed he signed, how you call it, the contract that he's gonna do, that he's gonna play the character Matthew Scudder. And Lawrence Block has been very happy that he was on a set when they filmed the film. He was very pleased that they choose that they choose Liam Neeson to play the character, the lead character. And I just really love this film. I mean, I really like this film. I really enjoy this film. Like I said, it's Matt Scudder is an ex-cop, an alcoholic, who's struggling with alcoholism, and he's unlicensed private detective, in which people are coming for him to help, and this was actually the 10th novel, the title, the movie's been based. It was actually the first movie that was released on the novel. Yes, I know it was actually the second movie. The first movie was 8 Million's Way to Die with Jeff Bridges in 1986, directed by Hal Ashby. Sadly, that movie was negative praise because it feels like a average cheesy 80s flick. It was just Jeff Bridges was just terrible. Matthew Scudder wasn't even by the novel the way it is. They completely changed everything. This movie is actually found the novel the way it is. And I also think that Jeff Bridges was terrible choice to play Matthew Scudder. Liam Neeson, it was great. A Walk Among the Tombstones kicks ass. Yes, it kicks ass. If you watch Silence of the Lambs, this movie is actually similar. I mean, it's not similar, but it is very smart, intelligent. It's to me definitely my favorite Liam Neeson movie he did. His best movie he did. It's a neo-noir thriller. But it's a damn good one. More than just so, it's a good one. It's definitely, in my opinion, did a great job. Scott Frank, written and directed, was a great job. It's been filmed in March 3rd, 2013, but it ended, it was, I think, was on October 8th when this movie completed. 2013 released in September. In September 2014, 19 September 2014. I got this movie in 2015, and it really surprised me because Liam Neeson did a fantastic job. This is a Blu-ray disc, but That's Liam Neeson, He did a fantastic job, It's a mystery, it's a thriller, it's intense. If you enjoy the movie, The Silence of the Lambs, try this movie. This movie is also based on a novel, it's a damn good one, And Scott Frank did a fantastic job. He did a great job directing this film. He directed that movie that I did not saw, but only saw now the trailer. I tried to got it. Lookout or something with that guy from the Dark Knight Rises. That guy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, with that guy. I think was that guy from the Dark Knight Rises. He directed. I think this is actually his second film he directed. He directed another movie, TV movie, did not saw. But I think this is his biggest gig that he did, Scott Frank. But he did a great job directing this film. The budget for this movie was $28 million. Made, I think, in the US, made $26 million. That's actually less than the budget cost. But worldwide made $58 million. It received good reviews, better praise and better reviews than it was actually the first movie with Jeff Bridges, because that movie cheesy, was average. Jeff Bridges with a fake mustache, and then he gets a girl that just wasn't. I think it was completely different in the book than that movie was. It was heavily negative. Got a heavily negative reaction, which I got it by. But this movie is superior. I watch this movie because it's a great. I love this movie to death. I really like this movie. Liam Neeson is great. I love Liam Neeson. I love his other movies. I love that movie Taken. I like Taken 2. Some people hate it. I like Taken 2. Taken 3, I don't like Taken 3. But Taken 1 and 2, I like. I love this movie. I like this movie very much. Definitely is becoming my favorite film right now. I like Nonstop. Have not seen it, but I like Nonstop. I like Unknown. I like that movie Cold Pursuit, which I have to watch again, which I enjoy. Cold Pursuit. I thought he did a good job. The Grey, I'm just watching it. It's just not a good movie in my opinion. It's just not couple my tea. So no, I think was that Run All Night. I don't like it either because Liam Neeson dies on the end. But Nonstop I enjoy. This movie I enjoy. Cold Pursuit, I like. What else that he did? Michael Collins, I don't have it. Not seen. He was in the Deadpool, which I reviewed. In the Dirty Harry, the 5th movie, he played Peter Swan. But yeah, this is gonna be my first Liam Neeson movie that I'm gonna review, which I do. And yeah. The novel has been released in 1992, so that's been the 10th novel, and of course, the author of the novel, or the Matthew Scudder novels, he's making now I think was the 18th book, 18th book, and I think it's gonna be titled. I think it's going to be. I think I wrote it down. I think I didn't wrote it down. Well, it doesn't matter. I think I forgot to write down the title. I forgot to write down, but there's gonna be a 19 novel. From the author Lawrence Block, but I really do enjoy this movie. This movie is a really a psychological thriller from Liam Neeson, probably his best movie in my opinion. So the movie talks is actually set in 1999. There's a flashback in 1991. Matthew Scudder is an alcoholism cop, and he's in this restaurant, and three guys shows up and kill the owner, and Matthew Scudder goes shot two guys, but then he goes and hits the third one in the leg. He wounds him but doesn't kill him. He wounds him while the guys run. And later in the movie, he finds out that the bullet hit a girl and killed, and that's why that is why Matthew Scudder, he's on these meetings, for alcoholism. He's struggling with alcoholism, and of course, he quit as a cop. He's unlicensed private eye. And this is a movie now set in 1999, 8 years later. Which is cool. This movie set in the 1999, which I was actually 15 years old, which is really awesome, that they decide to do back in the past. Even though this movie has been filmed 2013, but that's cool that they decide to go back when everything started by the end of the 90s, which that is cool. So Matt Scudder's been approached by this guy. Matt is eating in this restaurant. He's been approached by this guy from the Predator, that garbage movie. That guy Boyd Holbrook as Peter Cristo. I think I wrote correctly. I think I did. Cristo as Peter Cristo. And tells him that his brother needs Matthew Scudder's assistance, and that is urgent, that he really needs Matthew Scudder, and that's urgent. So Matthew Scudder shows up, and Matthew Scudder shows up, and he finds out that this guy, Kenny Cristo, played by Dan Stevens, he's a heroin trafficker, a drug trafficker, and tells him that he's just a seller, but tells him that his wife has been kidnapped, and that he paid a ransom, $400,000. He paid them, but his wife has been murdered, chopped to pieces. He paid those two guys, but she was chopped to pieces, And he asked, at first Matt decided not to help, because what's gonna then happen, This guy is gonna kill them? No, he's not judge, Matthew Scudder's not judge, jury, or executioner, so he says no. But then he decides, when Kenny goes and asks him once again for help, he agrees to help him, and he agrees to help him to find out those two men, who are actually brutally murdered, his wife, and turns out while he's in the library, and he's searching through the news articles, he finds that there are more murders similar, and when he starts investigating the kidnapping, disappearance of those wives, an article points the detective to the cemetery, to the cemetery. It shows him to this cemetery, this is the cemetery. He goes through the cemetery, which groundskeeper found those bags, So yes, that's the reason why it's the title, The Welcome on the Tombstones, because it points into that cemetery, and in which there are bodies found out, bodies are found out. And this is actually, this isn't the first time, this isn't the last time, And also this kid, Matthew Scudder makes friends with this kid. I wrote down, I forgot his, TJ. He's a homeless, but a streetwise kid. TJ, played by Astro. aka Brian Astro Bradley, and he makes friends with him, and TJ helps him out, and of course, through the articles, because he doesn't know on the computer that much, he helps him out, to find the article, and Matthew Scudder keeps investigating the disappearance, and that leads to the groundskeeper. They tells him that there are two men who's supposed to be a DAA agent, or they were DAA agent, and they're actually sexual predators who are kidnapping girls. They're then rape them and mutilate them and murder them. And this guy, groundskeeper James Logan, confesses that he was the third driver, and these two psychos, these two sexual predators, they targeting, the drug dealers' wives specifically, or even the daughters, because they're not gonna call the cops. That's the reason. And Matthew Scudder decides to help, every one of them, and this is in New York, Hell's Kitchen, and these two guys, they don't stop at anything. They targeting another drug dealer. I wrote down Yuri Landau, Russian drug dealer, a Russian mobster, and they want to kidnap first the housekeeper, then they want to kidnap his wife, but his wife is in a coma, so they kidnap his 14-year-old daughter, their 14-year-old daughter, Lucia Landau, played by actress Danielle Rose Russell. When they see her, they decide to kidnap her, and they demand the ransom money, $1 million, and Kenny shows up, by his friend, and calls Matthew Scudder, and they demand no police, and they demand $1 million. And they, of course, on the phone, when one of those guys, Ray, because yes, the groundskeeper points one guy names, it was Ray, then he jumped off the roof, and and of course Matthew Scudder helps them, to get the 14-year-old daughter, the 14-year-old kid back, and he decides to help them, he takes the phone, he answers the phone, and because the father was unstable, did not know what to do, and Matthew decided to help him out, and they summed $800,000. They don't have $1 million, They do have drugs, but they don't have that kind of money that soon, Of course, Kenny gives him $5,000 together, But it's impossible to get so fast in 2 hours, $1 million, So they did counterfeit money together, And of course, TJ, who became associate with Matthew Scudder, Matt Scudder, he decides to help him out, and of course he tracks down those two serial killers, and then they in the cemetery, the final showdown, and they all fire each other, and the guy Ray is not stupid, he wears a bulletproof vest, he's been shot. He's been shot, and of course this guy Peter's been killed, Boyd Holbrook has been killed, but those two guys escape, and of course TJ there's a storm, it's raining, the storm. TJ is in the van, because those two guys have a van, so TJ is in the van. And he calls Matthew, tells them where they are. They go to their house, and of course one of the killers, Ray, played by David Harbour, which means hit his other associate, his accomplice, Albert, played by Adam David Thompson, he goes and he strangles him, he strangles his neck, and kills him. And when Kenny and Matthew appeared, of course they knocked him down, tied him up, and Matthew decided to walk away. He sends his friend TJ, to his apartment. And of course, thank God, Matthew goes back, because the killer escapes, and he kills Kenny, and there's a fight struggle between Matthew and the guy, and in the end, Matthew shots in the fucking head before the guy tries to send him a sentence. He shots in the fucking head, which then he kills, two sexual kidnappers, rapists, and predators, sexual rapist predators who are kidnapping, sexual rape them, and mutilate them, young girls, young women, So he makes justice is done, And the cops then shows up, and of course Matthew goes back, and the movie really ends with a good music, I mean, I miss that kind of mystery thrillers. Why can't we get mystery thrillers like this movie, Definitely my favorite Liam Neeson film, Liam Neeson did a great job, terrific job. Even the author of the novel, Matthew Scudder novel, said that it was that Liam Neeson was his perfect choice. It's actually his fair choice to play the lead character, And I actually love the idea, that he's an ex-cop, an alcoholism in Hell's Kitchen. I know it's not mentioned, but yeah, in Hell's Kitchen, he goes, he was in the back, just like Dirty Harry, he was in the back, to the cemetery, and he tries to get the girl back, the girl. Of course, they find the girl they do get the girl back alive, but her fingers are cut, So those two are psychos, They are cannibals. They are like in the novel The Silence of the Lamb, One of my co-workers, he owns the book. Not the movie, the book. I own the movie on Blu-ray, but he owns the book, in which was directed by Jonathan Demme, The Silence of the Lambs. And this is on Matthew Scudder work, Matthew Scudder novel. I would really love to see more movies from Matthew Scudder, with Liam Neeson or any other actor, based on those novels. Would really love to see that. But that's sad, it's not gonna happen. There are only 2 movies. The first one was 8 Million's Way to Die, and it was so bad, got negative reaction. This movie got positive reaction, But Scott Frank did a great job. My only problem was when they decided to meet each other in the cemetery, for exchange the money for the girl, We see flashbacks in which there is this girl who's talking about rules of alcoholism, and of course Matthew has been on Matt is on this meeting, and while finding the gun, there's like a there's like a blur, like the flashback, not the flashback, the scene like stops and goes slow motion. That's my only problem. They just keep find the gun. There was no need any slow motion, like stopping the scene, then like in John Woo movie, go forward. No, that was not needed. That's the only thing that threw me out of the movie. But the rest, the cast did a fantastic job. Dan Stevens did a great job. Liam Neeson did his best performance, in my opinion. Liam Neeson's best performance, a believable performance as Matthew Scudder. Laura Byrne as Layla Alvarez, who was also raped, kidnapped and raped, did a great job, the blonde. Danielle Rose Russell as Lucia. Ludmila Lucia Landau did a great job. Sebastian Moshe, I forgot to mention him, a Russian drug dealer. He was actually in Supernatural, I think he played Balthazar, he was in Supernatural. I think was in season 6 he appeared, Sebastian O'Shea. That's the reason I remember him, Astro, TJ's Brian Astro Bradley, I enjoy him. He did a great job, as a young hustler kid, homeless hustler kid on the street. I enjoyed it. Became associate to Matthew Scudder, and I love that they try to save the girl. They try to save a young kid who's been kidnapped, a 14-year-old girl. They try to save her. I love that. No cops. I love that. I mean, Liam Neeson did a fantastic job. I mean, why can't we get movies like that anymore? I really did enjoy this film. I mean, it's rated R, it's a mystery thriller, it's not that much action, it's more a mystery thriller, but I enjoyed that, the finale, the fight between Albert and Matthew Scudder did work for me. It was excellent executed, which he shots in the head in the end, he also grabbed the stun gun, and stuns him twice. And then Matthew grabs a gun, the guy tries to tell us something, bang, he shoots in the fucking head. He shoots in the fucking head, which I love that, I really do enjoy that, This movie, in my opinion, kicks ass, That's just me. I really did enjoy this film, especially on Blu-ray. I enjoyed this film. I did enjoy more than, I enjoy actually more than Run All Night. Why he's been killed, I don't like that Liam Neeson dies, The Grey isn't an action film, it's more survival. I don't like those two films, I'm sorry. But this movie I really like, I really enjoy. I'm glad it's been the second movie based on Matthew Scudder story. To me, Liam Neeson was a perfect cast. Perfect choice to be cast as Matthew Scudder, better than Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges sucked. I'm sorry. It just sucked, No, I'm not sorry. He sucked, in my opinion. Liam Neeson did an excellent job, I'm glad we got him as Matthew Scudder. And I love the setting that is back in 1999 and that he goes to the cemeteries, He was to the cemeteries, not the bag, but he was to the cemeteries, and I just love the mystery, love those kind of mystery movies. I think there was Purple River played with Jean Reno. That French mystery is another good movie that I enjoy. Not the sequel sucked, but the first movie, Purple Rivers, with Jean Reno and Vincent Cassel, and Jean Reno. The Purple River, that movie is a good mystery thriller, But this movie I really do enjoy. I mean, by the way, yes, I do have that movie on Blu-ray too. I might gonna find it, but yeah, this movie was excellent. I welcome on the Tombstones. I really had fun, blast. I mean, I love the costume, the gun that's in the back. The acting performance, the story, everything about this movie I really like. I mean, I had blast watching this film. And again, Matthew Scudder also appeared in short stories. There are scented novels. There's been the authors writing the 18th book, and I wish we could got more movies from those books. Would love to see that. I would like to read the first novel of In Hell's Kitchen of Matthew Scudder. The first novel. But I would definitely say improvement over 8 Million Ways to Die, because that movie sucked. Lawrence Block, I'm glad that he released the novel. It's been based on 1992, the novel Welcome on the Tombstones. The story about two sexual predators who are kidnapping young women, from drug traffickers, and then they're taking sexual pleasures, then they cut them to pieces, psychos, and just love that, I love that the movie is dark, I love that the movie is dark, that this movie is dark, and just enjoy that, But yeah, that's my movie review on A Walk Among the Tombstones. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I had fun. I really was surprised by this movie. But I'll talk to you later and see you next time. Take care now. Peace. See ya guys later. Ciao. I'm out.